Hi, I'm Zara. I'm 28 now, but this story starts when I was 22 and still living in my childhood bedroom in suburban Chicago. Well, living might be too strong a word. Mom, I made dinner, I called out one Tuesday evening, setting plates on the table. Silence. I walked to the living room where my mother sat scrolling through her phone, my father beside her watching TV. Did you hear me? Dinner's ready. Mom mumbled, not looking up. We'll eat later, Dad said, eyes fixed on the screen. We're busy. You've been sitting there for 3 hours. Don't be dramatic, Zara. We'll eat when we're hungry. I stood there for a moment, then walked back to the kitchen. The food would go cold. Again. This was my life. Cooking meals no one ate, doing laundry no one noticed, existing in a house where I was essentially invisible. My best friend Maya called that night. So, did you do it? Do what? Tell them you got promoted. Zara, come on. You've been working at that marketing firm for 2 years. Assistant creative director is huge. Oh, no, I didn't mention it. Why not? Maya's voice sharpened with concern. This is a big deal. They were busy. It's fine. It's not fine. When was the last time they asked about your life? Your job, anything? I thought about it. Really thought about it. I honestly can't remember. That's messed up, Z. You deserve better than this. They're just distracted. Dad's focused on his golf. Mom's got her book club and social media presence. And their daughter? Where does she rank? I didn't have an answer. The next few months confirmed Maya's concerns. I graduated from my online MBA program. Didn't tell them, they didn't ask. I started seeing someone, broke up 3 months later. They never knew he existed. I got sick with the flu for a week, barely leaving my room. No one checked on me. One Saturday in March, I sat with Maya at her apartment. I've been thinking, I said. What if I just moved out, without saying anything? Like, as an experiment? Exactly. Just to see if they'd notice. I could pack my essentials, find a place, and wait to see how long it takes. Maya's eyes widened. That's either brilliant or really sad. Possibly both. I need to know, Maya. I need to know if I actually mattered to them at all. Okay, she said slowly. But Zara? What if they don't notice? What then? Then I'll have my answer. It took 2 weeks to find an apartment. A nice 1-bedroom in Lincoln Park, close to my office. I packed methodically, taking clothes, personal items, everything that mattered. I left furniture because it was theirs anyway. The day I moved out, I walked past my parents in the living room. Same positions, same screens. I'm heading out, I said. A test, sort of. Okay, Mom said absently. I stood there with 2 suitcases. They didn't look up. I left my key on the kitchen counter and closed the door behind me. Maya helped me unpack that night. Have they called? Nope. Texted? Nothing. It's only been 6 hours, Z. Give it time. But time passed. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. My phone stayed silent. No calls, no texts. No, where are you? Or are you okay? Nothing. 6 months later, I sat in my apartment with Maya and my colleague Jason, who'd become a close friend. This is insane, Jason said. They seriously haven't noticed? Not a word, I confirmed. Have you driven by the house? Maya asked. Twice. Life looks exactly the same. Dad's car in the driveway, Mom's yoga mat on the porch. Zara, Jason leaned forward. I'm not trying to be harsh, but this is severe neglect. This isn't normal parental distraction. This is something else entirely. I know, I whispered. I know. 3 years passed. 3 years of silence, of building a life they knew nothing about. I'd been promoted again, moved to a bigger apartment, traveled to 6 countries. My parents had no idea I existed. Then my phone rang on a Tuesday morning. Dad's name flashed on the screen. My hand shook as I answered. Hello? Zara! Finally! I've been trying to reach you for days. Lies. My call log showed this was his first attempt in 3 years. What do you want, Dad? Is that any way to greet your father? Listen, I need you to come home. We need to talk about something important. Important? What could possibly be important after 3 years? 3 years? What are you talking about? You've been in your room. I moved out 3 years ago, Dad. Packed my things, walked right past you, left my key on the counter. Silence. Then, don't be ridiculous. You live here. When's my birthday, Dad? What? That's not. When is it? What do I do for work? What's my favorite food? Name one thing about me. More silence. That's what I thought. What do you want? His voice changed, became wheedling. Look, your mother and I are in a tough spot financially. I had some investment losses and we need about $50,000 to cover. I laughed. Actually laughed. You're calling after 3 years to ask for money? We're your parents. Family helps family. Does family notice when their daughter moves out? Does family call on birthdays? Check in occasionally? Care if their child is alive or dead? You're being dramatic. I hung up. Maya came over that night. He actually asked for money. $50,000. Can you believe it? What are you going to do? I don't know yet, but I'm not giving them anything. My phone rang again. Mom this time. Zara, honey, your father told me about your conversation. I think there's been a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? Mom, I moved out 3 years ago. You didn't notice. That's absurd. I would have noticed if... When did you last see me? Describe what I was wearing. Tell me one thing we talked about recently. Well, we've all been so busy. I had the flu for a week 2 months before I left. I barely ate. Did you check on me once? I'm sure I did. You didn't. I kept a journal, Mom. I documented everything. Every ignored dinner, every unanswered question, every birthday and holiday you forgot. Her voice hardened. We gave you everything. A roof over your head, food. I bought my own food. I cooked meals you never ate. I paid rent to live invisibly in my own home. If you were so unhappy, you should have said something. I tried for 22 years. You never listened. I ended the call. Jason met me for coffee the next day. So they want money? Desperately, apparently. Dad made some bad investments. What's your plan? I want to confront them. Properly, with witnesses. I want them to face what they did. I'll go with you, Maya offered, joining us. You shouldn't face them alone. Me too, Jason added. You need people in your corner. I called my Aunt Linda, my mom's sister. We'd stayed in touch through social media. Aunt Linda, it's Zara. Zara, oh honey, I've been so worried. Your mother said you've been going through a difficult phase. A difficult phase? Is that what she told you? She said you moved out suddenly, won't talk to them, and they're very concerned. Can I ask you something? When's the last time you heard them mention me? Before I moved out suddenly? Long pause. I can't recall. Your mother talks about her yoga retreats, her book club, your father's golf tournaments, but never about their daughter? Oh God, Zara, what happened? I told her everything. I arranged to meet them at a coffee shop near their house, neutral ground. Maya, Jason, and Aunt Linda came with me for support. My parents arrived looking irritated. Mom wore an expensive yoga outfit, Dad his country club polo. They stopped when they saw my backup. What is this? Dad demanded. We agreed to meet privately. No, I cut him off. You demanded I meet you. I chose the terms. We sat. Mom reached for my hand. I pulled away. Zara, sweetheart, we've been so worried. Stop, just stop with the lies. We're not lying. Dad's face reddened. You're our daughter. We love you. When's my birthday? They exchanged glances. It's in the summer, Mom tried. February 14th. I'm 25 years old. 28. Aunt Linda corrected softly. She's 28. Mom's face went pale. That's not... We just miscounted. What do I do for work? I pressed. Silence. Where do I live? More silence. What's my favorite color? Food, movie? Name one friend I have. One interest. One thing that makes me me. Dad slammed his hand on the table. This is ridiculous. So we don't know every little detail. These aren't little details. My voice rose. These are basic things parents should know. Maya's parents can tell you her coffee order, her shoe size, her middle school math teacher's name. Jason's mom knows his favorite childhood book and the name of his first pet. Aunt Linda knows more about me from Facebook than you learned in 22 years. We provided for you, Mom started. No, you housed me. There's a difference. I cooked my own meals, did my own laundry, paid rent for God's sake. I existed in your house like a ghost, and you never once noticed I was fading away. If you felt neglected, you should have spoken up, Dad argued. Jason leaned forward. She did. I've seen the journal entries, pages of them. Tried to tell Mom about my promotion today. She walked away mid-sentence. Made Dad's favorite dinner to celebrate his birthday. He ate in his office, never acknowledged it. Got accepted to MBA program. Told them at breakfast. Dad said, "That's nice," and went back to his phone. Should I continue? You showed them your private journals? Mom looked betrayed. They're not private anymore. They're evidence. Evidence of systematic emotional neglect that lasted over 2 decades. Aunt Linda spoke up. I'm ashamed I didn't see this sooner. Zara, your mother barely mentioned you in years. I thought you were busy with your life, happy. I didn't realize she'd just forgotten you existed. That's not fair, Mom protested. Isn't it? Aunt Linda's voice was sharp. When was the last time you asked about her life, her job, her friends, her dreams? Dad stood up. We don't have to listen to this. Zara, are you going to help us or not? We're family. You owe us. I owe you nothing. We raised you. You tolerated my presence. There's a difference. Fine. Dad's voice turned vicious. You want to play it this way? We'll contest your grandfather's will. He left you that trust fund, which you can't touch. I'm the sole beneficiary, Dad. Grandpa knew exactly what you were like. You ungrateful little... He stepped toward me aggressively. Jason stood, moving between us. Don't, Jason warned. Dad shoved him. This is family business. Jason stumbled. Dad grabbed my arm, gripped painfully tight. You're going to help us, and you're going to stop this ridiculous victim act. Maya already had her phone out, recording. You're assaulting her, in front of witnesses. Dad released me, but not before leaving red marks on my wrist. This isn't over, he threatened. You'll regret this. No, I said quietly. You will. I filed a police report that afternoon. Assault and battery with witness testimony and video evidence. The marks on your wrist are clear, the officer said. With the video and witness statements, this is solid. I also want to file a civil suit, I told my lawyer the next day. Emotional damages for severe neglect. That's harder to prove, she warned. I have 3 years of documentation. Journal entries, therapy records showing the trauma, emails they never responded to, texts that went unanswered, and witnesses who can testify to the neglect. Then we have a case. The criminal charges went through quickly. Dad was arrested, released on bail with a restraining order. He called from a restricted number. Zara, please, you're destroying our lives. No, you destroyed mine. I'm just holding you accountable. I'm sorry. We're both sorry. We'll change. We'll be better. You had 28 years to be better. You chose not to. Now you want forgiveness because there are consequences? We're your parents. Parents show up. Parents notice. Parents care. You did none of those things. Mom tried next, appearing at my office. Security called me down. Zara, please, she begged, tears running. Don't do this. We'll lose everything. The house, our reputation. I lost my childhood, my sense of self-worth, years of my life feeling invisible and worthless. Tell me why your house matters more. I know we made mistakes. Mistakes are forgetting to pick up milk. What you did was systematic emotional abandonment. We can fix this. Family therapy, whatever you want. I don't want anything from you. That's the point you're missing. I don't need you. I don't want your apologies or your money or your presence in my life. You're our daughter. And you're nothing to me. Not anymore. The civil case took longer, but the evidence was overwhelming. Aunt Linda testified about the years of hearing nothing about me. Maya and Jason described the journal entries, the documented neglect. My therapist explained the psychological impact. We settled out of court. They lost their house, had to liquidate assets. Dad got probation and mandated anger management for the assault. I sat with Maya and Jason at my favorite restaurant, celebrating the end of it all. How do you feel? Maya asked. Free. For the first time in my life, I feel free. They can't hurt me anymore. They have no power over me. Your aunt wants to stay in touch, Jason mentioned. I'd like that. She's family. They never were. What's next? Maya asked. Any big plans? Living my life, on my terms, surrounded by people who actually see me, who care about me, who notice when I walk into a room. That's not asking for much, Jason smiled. No, it's asking for basic human decency. And I'm done settling for less. You've built something beautiful, Maya added. A life full of people who value you. Exactly what I needed, I agreed. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. This is your mother. Please, can we talk? We've learned our lesson. I deleted it without responding. Some bridges aren't worth rebuilding. I raised my glass. To being seen, to being valued, to never being invisible again. To Zara, Maya and Jason echoed, glasses clinking. The restaurant was warm and full of life. My life, the one I built without them, the one where I mattered. And that was the sweetest revenge of all. Have you ever felt invisible in your own home? How did you handle it? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more true stories.